Or okay, one more thing that I wanted to mention before we start. We are going to post a quick like summary blog post after this. So I'm going to take a screenshot of our meeting screen. So if you guys want to turn on your cameras and wave or like say hi or be in the picture, feel free to. If you don't want to, feel free to turn your camera off. So everyone who wants to turn on their cameras and be in the picture, go ahead and turn your camera on right now. I'll give you guys maybe a minute. So if you guys can't take a picture right now or want to move to a different room, feel free to do that. And then just quickly what these blog posts are for. They're just for documentation and just to show everyone who reads it and our community what we've been up to. Anyone else? If not, let me go ahead and take a screenshot. Give me 1 second. Okay, everyone who's behind your screens or have your cameras on, please smile. Ready on the count of 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, perfect. Thank you guys. Okay, let's go ahead and get back to our project list. Can everyone see this? Yeah, okay, perfect. I believe we went over the Presidential Service Award ceremony. Anyone who was part of the Chinese Spring Festival celebration or who attended, showed up, does anyone want to speak on that? No worries. I know Alice, you hosted it with me this year. If you want to speak on that, go ahead and unmute yourself or type it in the chat.
Okay, so like Olivia said, I was one of the hosts for it, but I think Olivia, you did most of the work, and the other host, I think I just like showed up. It was my first time, so I was kind of new to it. I wasn't able to contribute a lot, but yes, I was a host, and it's just a celebration. We're on Zoom, and I think gonna be hosting it on Zoom this year too, right, Olivia? Do you know?
Yeah, it'll maybe be in person, but we're looking towards probably another Zoom celebration. We'll see.
Okay, yeah, so it's just a celebration where there's many kids that volunteer and even adults that put on like shows and like show up with their talents, and it's actually really fun. And you can discover a lot of like you might know somebody from cheer, but like you didn't know, oh my God, they have like this super good talent. So I think it's a really fun activity, and I'll probably want to host again this year and hopefully contribute more than I did last year.
Yeah, and no worries at all. Everyone's new to this, so we're all just getting a hang of it. Even just showing up is so awesome. And so we're going to hopefully keep having these celebrations, and each one will be better than the previous one. And so yeah, if does anyone else have anything to speak on that? If you attended, maybe what you got from it, um, things like that. If not, we can move on. Okay, so, and then for the community cleanup project, I do believe a majority of us who are in this meeting have participated in at least one cleanup. Does anyone want to speak on that as well? I know we had Albert sort of touch base on the recycling event. But if anyone wants to talk about the community cleanup project and their experience, feel free to. Oh, and then my bad, Gianna also touched base on what's going to be happening this year. But yeah. Anyone? Okay, no worries. just to keep the conversation moving, I will call on a few people. You guys can just unmute yourselves or type it in the chat. Let's see. Erin, do you want to talk a little bit about it? I know you attended some of the events here in Northridge.
Sure. So as far as like the product itself, the community cleanups, I feel it's a great way for everyone to come together, as well as making our community a better place, as you've mentioned previously. I don't really have too much to say other than that.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so it's just as I said before, it's just a great place to meet up with friends, family, socialize, as well as help the environment. Okay, and then we already went over number 5, so I'm going to skip over that. And then another thing related to like more so the environmental front is the Environmental Awareness Day. So last year we did participate in sort of this huge environmental awareness day that went on for, I think, if I'm not wrong, maybe 5 or 6 hours. So it was just a great opportunity. It gathered a lot of the local organizations, as well as our local councilmen and many other like trail cleaning groups, recycling groups, and etc. And so it was a great event that really helped to spread awareness on helping the environment and etc. We don't know if this year it will be ongoing, because it was hosted by the Volunteers Cleaning Communities organization. And so we're not sure if it'll be offered this year or not, but if not, we are maybe something to consider would be maybe a workshop where we could do something similar, or even just like spread awareness about the environment, talk about it. We can definitely plan in the future, but if there is not an environmental awareness day already in the works this year, is anyone open to maybe helping with the workshop? And if this isn't an idea or a thing that anyone wants to pursue, we can definitely take it off the list, but it was just an idea. If anyone does, feel free to raise your hand, type your name in the chat. I know for the previous projects, because we did have that ongoing and it was part of our like cheer environment, we will be continuing that, but I'll take names on that later. So if anyone's interested, just raise your hand and add a reaction for the workshop and possibly participating in that. And while we're at it, anyone who attended Environmental Awareness Day, go ahead and you guys can unmute yourselves and talk about that as well.
So I was in the afternoon session of the environmental awareness from 2 to 4. It was really fun. I liked seeing the booths. I touched a snake. We didn't have that many customers come to our booth during the afternoon.
Yeah, thank you, Karen. Yeah, so, and then, sorry, I realized I didn't give too much context on Environmental Awareness Day, but basically last year, I think it was around November, and what happened was Cheer was one of the hosting organizations on there. And so we basically had a booth where people could come to, and we provided games, activities to participate in. We had a board with like some educational resources and stuff about our cleanup. And so it was just a great place to get to know new people and just have fun. So anyone else want to talk about that? I know, Jerry, do you want to say something? Because I know you were one of the, worked in one of the shifts as well.
Yeah, it was really fun. I remember some people came by and they did some of the activities and they really liked them. And we also got to walk around. There were some pretty cool booths out there. So yeah.
Yeah, anyone else want to touch on their experience or?
Okay. Yeah, so I agree with Jerry. There were some pretty cool booths around. We got a tree somehow. But it was also pretty fun just sharing some stuff with other people and educating more people about the environment. So it was pretty fun.
Yeah, and I saw there was interest in the workshop in the chat. So if I will leave that on there, and it could be a tentative thing we could work on in the future. And we can maybe, once it gets here, we can talk more about that in our monthly meetings, but just something to consider. Okay, so jumping back to number 6, since I skipped that, the paracord bracelet project, we did have that go on last year. If I am not mistaken, Karen, I believe you were actively involved in that. So do you want to quickly explain what that was about?
Yes, the paracord bracelet was hosted last year during winter break. I collaborated with 2 other people, like 3 more like. So I was in charge of designing the flyer and cutting paracord bracelet strings and giving them to the volunteers. We're doing it to help the military people because there are a lot of purposes paracord bracelets can serve. And we donated the bracelets to Operation Gratitude.
Yeah, so that was definitely a great project. More so on maybe the artistic front, or honestly, not even anyone can learn making these bracelets. It was relative, I would say it was pretty easy to make. We had videos guiding all the participants, and so I think it was just a really meaningful project at the end of the day to contribute to another side of the community that we hadn't connected with before. So it was definitely a great opportunity. Anyone else want to speak on that? If not, we can move on. Okay, so the next one, number 8 is Pajama Story Night Book Club. I know that did go on for a year or so, if I'm not mistaken, but it's currently not going on anymore. I don't know if there's interest this year in pursuing that, but Albert, do you want to quickly, or Teresa, or anyone who is involved, do you guys want to quickly talk about what that was about? Pajama Story.
Yeah. So Pajama Story Night was basically a club created during the midst of the pandemic. And basically, me and Zajan started it where we would just help kids K through 6 with their vocabulary and reading by reading some books and then playing some games at the end. It was kind of like a educating but entertaining night in a way. It was usually from Friday 7th through 8th, I think, and we continued that for around 1 to 2 years, but we stopped it during the summer.
Anyone else who was involved in that want to speak on that? Okay, yeah, no worries. So that was what I'm getting from that was basically a project more so focused during the pandemic. So we don't know if we're going to be continuing that this year, but if there is interest, we definitely can consider and maybe in-person version of that. I know students are all very busy during the school year, so I'm not sure if that might be a weekly occurrence, but does anyone have any interest of continuing that? If not, I can delete that from the list, because I know we have a lot of other projects going on. If you have interest, please raise your hand or put it in the chat. If not, I will go ahead and delete that. That was just something to touch on. Yeah. Okay, so I don't see anything right now. I'm gonna delete this for now because it is not as relevant to sort of the situation we're in right now, because things are slowly transitioning back to in-person, and with school and everything, it's a little busy. But if anyone wants to do something sort of like the book club, feel free to bring it up. Let us know in the Discord. Definitely can do something for that. But moving on, I think there was something in the for number 9 in the Santa Clarita Valley branch. I believe this was something that was going on. Albert, do you want to touch on that again?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna say that our project leader for this was Alice and Emong, so I'll let them talk about it. So Alice and Emong, if you want to give your kind of information about this.
Um, okay, so this was just supposed to be a summer thing that we started. We're not very sure if we want to continue it into the school year because we are rather busy right now. But so it's not really officially right now, but it was just like a summer program that we did for kids kindergarten to 6th grade that may want to that like wanted to learn more about math, where maybe they needed help or something with math, and we were able to teach them stuff. It was, I believe, a 5-week thing that we did weekly. There wasn't much students, to be honest, but we as volunteers had a lot of fun doing it. But I'm not exactly very sure if we're going to be continuing it during the school year.
Awesome. I think one thing to consider with this is definitely if the teachers had so much fun and would like to continue, it could definitely be something we could implement in one of our camps or like projects during sort of the break season, winter, spring, or summer camp. So we can definitely talk about that. And yeah, so does anyone else is anyone else interested in doing this? And if you are, would you prefer this being more sort of like at winter break, spring break, or summer break, or weekly? If anyone wants to chime in with their opinion on that, or type it in the chat or unmute yourself.
Olivia, I just have a quick question. For some of these projects, are they in, well, I know, of course, some of them are in person, but are some of them online as well?
Let me take a look for you. Many of these projects I think will be in person. Let's see, the summer interview series has been online for the past 3 years, so we might continue that online because I know the rising college freshmen are really busy as well. So that will mainly be online. I can add a column to the side on whether it's virtual or in person as well later. Let's see, the community cleanup recycling in person. Spring festival, we're not sure yet, but it will most likely be online because we might not be able to find like sort of a venue for that. The presidential service awards ceremony is in person. And then for a lot of these, the planning meetings are all online. And then one more thing we want to mention, or to the entire youth group, is that we're really trying to make an effort in having maybe a few in-person meetings for maybe our monthly meetings or some sort of in-person gathering so we can all get to know each other better. Then so that might transition towards sort of an in-person meeting that you guys can look forward to. Let's see. As for the paracord bracelet project, this one was mainly just everyone gathered the materials, took it home, made it themselves, and then we gathered at the end of maybe the month and then gave those to Operation Gratitude. I believe the math club seems like it was online, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
online. And if we continue it, it will most likely be online too.
Okay, awesome. And then Devonshire Pals, which I will talk about later. That one was in person, our winter, spring, and summer camps. In the previous years during the pandemic, it was online, but we're trying to transition to in person as well. And then as for the bottom few things, those are all online. If that answers your question, Ash.
Yes, Olivia, thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so what did I do? Okay, so for the math club, that can definitely be maybe something we can implement and take note of for our future camps, because I didn't hear any responses for the weekly version, so we can maybe just leave that alone for the moment. So moving on to number 10, we did have this was kind of like grouped into the different camps, but this summer we had our first in-person camp since the pandemic started, and so this was really cool to see. We collabed with Devonshire Pals to assist underprivileged kids. And so this was a really great project. And I think all the teachers had a lot of fun teaching and bonding and getting to know all the kids there. Unfortunately, we did only teach, I think, 8 kids because of there was a room, like there wasn't enough room, and so we are looking to maybe expand that in the future, but it was definitely a great start. Do any of the teachers and students who participated in that want to speak on that?
Okay, so I wasn't there the whole time. I was only there for 2 days, but it was definitely really fun teaching a lot of different activities to kids. So um, there were I taught a lot of classes, so there were fun hands-on science projects and also a lot of other things like arts and crafts, games, and just really fun activities in general. So I think it really helped all the kids there have like a pretty good start to their summer.
Awesome. Anyone else who is part of this want to speak on this? And then I know we have 10 minutes left, so we'll quickly wrap up. Okay, no worries. So this was just a great start to our in-person sort of series with the camp situation. We're definitely trying to continue this, hopefully into our winter and future, maybe spring camp or summer camp. So we're going to be looking more into that. And then as for the new project this year that some of our branch leads and members did propose, they were the newsletter, yearbook, maybe revamping the website and maintaining our Instagram account. So these are just some of the online things and sort of outreach / marketing aspects to reach more people and diversify our community a bit more. And number 12 and 13, the newsletter and yearbook, this one is mainly just to sort of recap the whole year. Currently, as Connor said, we do have a team that is doing that, recapping our year for the 2021 to 2022 school year, and you'll be looking forward to that at our PVSA award ceremony. But this will be sort of maybe a season thing, or like annually. We're not sure about the frequency yet, so that is definitely something we can discuss. But if anyone's interested, feel free to let me know or message me later, as I said before. Does anyone want to add anything about this or have any questions? This is mainly just to summarize all the projects we have, since I know we went over so many things, and we do have a lot of things going on. So it's just a good summary and way to look back on all our achievements. Okay, and then number 14 is revamping the website. I know we do have the VP of Tech working on the website, but another thing one of our members suggested was to sort of organize maybe some of the things, because I know we have a lot of things on there, and it is a lot, so we might have a team get together to maybe redesign specific portions, but that's more so of a long-term goal. And then number 15 is also a long-term goal. This is mainly just to kind of work more on the outreach and marketing area, but that's something we can consider in the future as well. Does anyone have any questions on all the projects that we have for this year? And since we are running out of time, and I am going a little over time. I'm going to quickly wrap this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this spreadsheet link in the Discord. And so if anyone's not on the Discord yet, please message me on WeChat through my email. I will drop my email in the chat right now. And then please message me there. I will get the Discord link to you. So please look forward to this project list. Once I send it out, anyone who's interested in managing or being part of any of this, you can message me. I can add your name onto the project list. If not, you guys can add your own names on there. I don't know if you guys have access to edit right now. Okay, you can here. Let me change that. So I just changed it. You can add your own name on these 2 columns. And so feel free to do that. Anything else I'm missing? I don't think so. So does anyone have any questions? Last call for questions for everything we covered today. You can put it in the chat, raise your hand, unmute yourself. Questions, concerns, comments?
Olivia, I just have a comment. I just want to say that just by looking at this project list, I just want to say you guys are amazing for coming up with all these amazing projects. I am so proud of you guys for planning it out. You guys are so organized. I don't even know how to use Microsoft Excel, so maybe one of you guys can teach me. And I'm just excited to just meet you guys and just to work with you guys. And I'm excited to see what we have in store for the summer, and just know that I'm very proud of all these projects that you guys have come up with.
Yeah, this is such a comprehensive list. I mean, all of us have done so much in the past 2 years, 3 years of the making of Cheers. So be very proud of all yourselves, and hopefully we'll look forward to a very successful year and have many more leadership opportunities for our students this year. So aside from that, one more thing I do want to mention is I know these are a lot of projects. The branch leads will be having smaller meetings before our monthly meetings, and we will be sending out reminders and like more comprehensive lists of everything as they do come up. Some of these are in order, some of these are not, but as we kind of coordinate all these projects, we'll be sending out updates and like reminders and gathering project team members and etc. So if you are interested in the future, feel free to keep an eye out for that. But we definitely do have a lot in store. Thank you everyone for coming today. We will send out the meeting minutes in the future. Thank you so much, Jerry. This is amazing. You took so many notes. It'll be great for anyone who wasn't able to make it. And just as a quick summary, and then another thing you can look forward to is our updated officer roles and responsibilities, and then some other things if we do work on some of more of the logistics, and maybe sharing a shared Google Drive folder for all of you so that we can keep track of everything we have going on. Other than that, I think that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for staying over time by 13 minutes. If anyone has any questions, feel free to stay behind, but if not, you guys are free to go. Thank you so much for coming.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.